turn man back to dust, and say, Return, O children of Adam. To your eyes 1,000 years are like yesterday, come and gone, or like a watch in the night. You sweep them away like a dream, like grass which is fresh in the morning. In the morning it sprouts and is fresh. By evening it withers and fades. Then teach us to number our days, that we may gain wisdom of heart. Turn back, O Lord, how long? Show pity on your servants. At dawn, fill us with your merciful love. We shall exult and rejoice all our days. Let the favour of the Lord our God be upon us. Give success to the work of our hands. Oh, give success to the work of our hands.
Hello, Monsignor Daniel McHugh. I am going to give away everything I have. My reflection for the 18th week of the year. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Watching TV news on Sky and BBC, you can't avoid being impacted by promotions of all sorts. One that struck me is of Bill Gates, the head of Microsoft, who comes on to tell us, I am going to give away everything I have. He and his wife, Melinda, are very rich, and they have decided to use their riches to help some of the poorest in the world through the Gates Foundation. I see the sense of fulfillment that there is in the assistance it gives to the many causes it espouses. I must admit I don't know anything of the faith background of Bill and Melinda Gates, but I do see their action with regard to the use of their wealth reflected in the gospel parable for the 18th Sunday of the year. In chapter 12 of St. Luke's Gospel, Jesus instructs his disciples and the crowd on how to be ready for the coming judgment. Responding to a shout-out from a man in the crowd, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me," he said, "Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness. For one's life does not consist in the abundance of one's possessions." Jesus tells the crowd a parable. A rich man's lands have yielded more crops than expected. His response is not to consider how he might share all the extra food with others, but to wonder how he can possibly store it all. He tears down his present barns and builds larger ones. Then he will have many things stored up for years of eating, drinking, and making merry. "You fool," is God's response. "This night your soul is required of you, and the things you have prepared, where will they be?" So is the one who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. In other words, in what matters to God. Interestingly, centuries later, St. Gregory the Great, who we remember especially for sending St. Augustine and a group of monks to England, taught that when we care for the needs of the poor, we are giving them what is theirs, not ours. We are not just performing works of mercy, we are paying a debt of justice. Life does not consist in possessions, but in sharing what we possess with others. The goods of the earth have been given to everyone. The gospel is certainly a challenge. The way of Jesus is constantly put before us by the church. St. Paul spells this out in the reading to the Colossians for the 18th Sunday, where he says, "If you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you, sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry." The Jubilee year offers us a special opportunity to put the past behind us and go forward in hope. One of the practices central to it is entering through the Holy Door. This can be done in many designated churches, such as St. Chad's at a local level. Personally, I look forward to going through the Holy Door in St. Peter's in Rome when I take part in the Jubilee of Migrants at the Vatican at the beginning of October. I was reminded of this special occasion when I read the commentary of Father Patrick van der Vorst on a painting by René Magritte, L'Embellie, The Improvement. It is of an open door standing in a dimly lit, greyish foreground, but through the doorway a completely different world is revealed. A glowing golden light pours in from beyond, illuminating the threshold with warmth and light. The contrast is striking, from shadows to light, from dullness to brilliance. Father Patrick van der Vorst sees art and imagery as opening up the meaning of the truth revealed by our Lord. Jesus himself used story and images from everyday life. In this case, Father Patrick was commenting on part of the Gospel of last Sunday, where Jesus says our prayer will be answered. Knock, and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, it will be opened. He says, unlike earthly doors, God's door carries no lock. We knock, and he opens. Even the smallest opening of the door is enough for his light to shine through. Christ is not only the one who behind the door waiting to receive us, he is the door. And he concludes, the painting suggests that while the world we inhabit may at times feel heavy or uninspired, just beyond the threshold lies something radiant, something better. Christ standing behind the door will truly transform our ordinary existence into something deeply meaningful. It is not too late to accept the invitation of joining in the Jubilee year. There are many ways of entering the door, that is Christ. One is to hear the words of the acclamation before the Gospel for this 18th Sunday. Blessed are the poor in spirit. When you Google these words, you get this. It signifies that those who recognize their spiritual poverty and dependence on God will inherit the kingdom of heaven. This beatitude is not about material poverty, but rather a state of humility and recognizing one's complete reliance on God. It is a good place to start.